the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Hey, welcome to Aaron's Hour, coming to you live from the WWDB TV studios in the heart of a windy, very windy Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Phillips. Welcome you to the show today. Thank you for joining us, whether you're on Facebook. We appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, even better. And in about a couple of days, go to Roku, download the WWDB TV channel to Roku, and enjoy the plethora of options you have to not only watch all of my episodes, but all the episodes of shows, the plethora of shows that are here on the WWDB TV network. Mr. John.
You know, I have to ask you this question.
Okay.
To ask for a long time.
All right.
But I never wanted to interrupt, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's you.
So you got this sign on your desk that says on air.
Correct.
So if people are watching, they know we're on air.
True. Well, I just like to be obvious. It's probably something we should put outside.
I was just going to say, now, if we had that on the front door, that'd be okay. You know.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I vamoose to Virginia Beach, I'll be happy to leave it here for you.
I'll hang it up there.
Yeah, just hang it up there.
There
It's
you go.
battery operated, so
Yeah, okay, cool.
Won't charge you anymore for electricity.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
so.
Okay. All right. That was it. So,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, go ahead. Carry on.
I'm glad you got that off your chest. 702-992-3207. Listen, I billed today's show as Grab Bag Saturday. That's right. I said that, Grab Bag Saturday. Why? Because today it's like open mic night. Phone lines are open.
You know what? I thought we were going to go out on the street and grab some old bag and
you send your letters to John at W. Anyway, so today it's all about you. Open mic night, open phone lines. I mean, I have a list of topics. I have no scheduled guests today. I was tied up in a conference.
Yeah. The one you did have saw your previous show.
They did, and they said, I'm out of here, yes. They paid me not to come on the air. But I was down at a conference down at the Paris this week for 4 days, learning some stuff. And so, quite frankly, time kind of got away from me in terms of being able to get some guests on time. And unfortunately,
wasn't there a famous football player down there too?
Yeah, but people see him every week on the round table.
Oh,
you know, so
he's still famous.
Well, he is, but I did think of Rick, but he's on a golf course today with MGM folks and some betting site, and hopefully we'll land some sponsors for the roundtable.
Hopefully the wind is to his back.
It's funny. He said that I was messaging with him this morning, and that's what he said. He said, I don't know about this wind today with my knees and back, trying to get in a drive. But 702-992-3207. Put the number up on there. I can't say it. 702-992-3207. Listen, I have a ton of topics, a lot of stuff like I normally go over. But today's conversational. John's going to jump in, as he usually does, with his thoughts and opinions, which are expressed, not necessarily those of mine, but he owns a place, and so he can do that.
I can say whatever I want.
That's right. Put your comments and thoughts in the chat room, Facebook or YouTube. It doesn't matter. But more importantly, man, I'd love to hear you call in so we can chat along the lines. But without further ado, it's time for a show filled with nothing but Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. Let's do it.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All righty, there you go. So I got to tell you, I'm working a little differently today than I normally do. See, I'm old school in a lot of ways. I like paper, pencil. I write notes, and it's just easier for me to reference. Well, for whatever the reason, after the 2 weeks I've had, my printer, which I absolutely love, it's an HP 8610 Office Jet. I love it. Faxing, email scanning, all that printing. So I'm starting to print some stuff off to prepare for today's show, and I go get the papers, and I notice all the pages are blank. Now, before you ask, John, yes, I had ink in the printer.
Okay.
All right, so I'm anticipating that question. And so I started printing, and nothing's printing. Then there was a paper jam, and I'm running up and down the steps every time I got that nasty message on my screen. So today, I am actually using new technology. You can see an iPad in front of me with my by the way, my Facebook page, if you guys ever go over there, which I hope you do, I share a lot of news articles and items that are happening around here, across the country. And quite frankly, I use them as bookmarks as things with which I want to talk about during the show. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Plus, I have my phone here, which is giving me a lot of more local headlines of things to possibly talk about. So I'm using technology, which for me, like this, is rare because I'm usually just paper and pencils. I want to look at y'all out there without looking down at all my technology. So, John, I'm going to need you to stay on top of all.
See, that just goes to prove that AI really is starting to take over. The printers are first. First, they come for the printers, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And if you notice more and more, we're all having trouble with our printers. So their printers are going to rise up and watch out, man.
There you go.
So lock them in a room by themselves when you're not there.
Absolutely. So I'm going to need you to stay on top of the comments because I'm going to leave my phone off the Facebook
Got you
page
covered, yeah.
so I can stay with my artists. All right,
And if not, I'll make comments of my own.
I'm sure you will. So as always, though, I like to share winnings. That's always fun. Hawaii, the folks from Hawaii.
Wait, you know what? We got to come up with another intro for that particular segment of Vegas Unwrapped.
The one we just ran, you want?
Yeah, well, after that, when you're talking about just the winnings themselves, right?
Oh, okay. So just gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna find some stuff with Charlie Sheen saying.
I got an idea. Maybe we can show some ways that show silver and coin coming out of the bottom of the slot machine.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Hawaii resident turns $30 into six figures at a Las Vegas casino this week on May 2nd, just a couple of days ago. Let's see. Jade was at the Fremont Hotel and Casino downtown.
Wait, do the 2 zeros after the decimal point count as in the six figures, or is it all to the left?
It's all to the left.
All to the left.
The pennies mean nothing because when you think of where the commas are,
yeah.
So six figures would be just where the comma sides are. The
Yeah,
pennies is like
all to the left of the decimal point.
Correct.
The
right
stuff on
side,
the right doesn't get counted.
No, the right side's like sprinkles on the ice cream. Just a little extra. That's all. So Jade,
that's so you can tip the
right. Exactly. When she received the spin of a lifetime, she bet $10 per hand with a $1 bonus spin side bet. She was dealt blackjack to activate the bonus spin after only her third hand on the machine. Excitement unfolded as she hit the progressive jackpot of $114,869.69. Earning her massive payday to take back to Hawaii. She said, and the jackpot was found on AGS's bonus spin blackjack progressive machine. So,
does it give her name or phone number?
Just
no.
Yeah, that's right. Jade, if you're listening, call John at 702-992-3207. All right. So congratulations. Listen, I don't know what it is about Hawaii. Even our friend Jennifer out in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not looking at the room, so I hope she's in there. When she comes to Vegas, she usually tries to come twice a year. She wins.
Is she coming in this month?
I think she's due at the end of June.
Oh, at the end of June.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I'm going to end up missing her.
Okay.
By the way, on behalf, listen, John and I, excuse me, John and I have known each other for about 10 years.
Yeah, don't remind me.
I know I get a condolence card every year. But what you don't know back there is that John does a lot of stuff for the community. He and I are Kiwanians together here at the Downtown Kiwanis Club. John offers his time. We have a teacher show here on the network that because it's teachers, he works with them a lot closer than he does with other shows. But anyway, so last night, my wife's school, Bozarth Elementary School, and this is second year John has done this. What was the play they did last year? Do you remember? Because I don't.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Yeah, some stuff out of Jungle Book.
This year they did the Lion King kids version. Yeah. And what John does, because listen, it's a school, you only have so much room for parents and people to get into it, that there's a lot of people that wish they could see it. So what John has done last year and this year, again, graciously has donated his time, and he goes to the school and he actually streams the play for family members outside of I shouldn't say outside of Las Vegas, because there's family members here in Vegas that probably would love to go, but there's no room or for whatever the reason. And so John goes there, he live streams it, plus he records it. And for anybody that was watching the live feed of it, it happens with our shows here, the internet acts up, weathers disrupt things, but he also records stuff. He records it so that this way he'll update it and he'll put a cleaner version up. My point is, though, is it's a tip of the cap to John for what he does for our community and going up to Bozarth Elementary School and helping out up there. And the school appreciates it.
That show was, and I always go, oh man, I don't want to do this. Oh man, yeah. But once the kids get out there and the play starts, and it's so much fun.
Absolutely, and they appreciate it.
Yeah, and they just and the teachers that run that whole thing, and
Lisa Knaff and Marianne Thompson, I'll give them props.
Absolutely amazing what they've done with. And there's got to be 50, 60 kids in that play.
Yeah, probably. Maybe not that many in the play, but if you consider the choir and everything,
choir and
easily 60 elementary students. And normally they're
and that's it. 4th and 5th graders.
No, so third, 4th, and 5th.
3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Tip of the cap to the students that are in the autism program.
Yeah.
That are also in the play. And in the play last night, Mustafa was from that program.
Right.
The young
Jackals?
No, not
the
Jackals
white,
was, but Simba.
Oh, the hyenas. That's
the hyenas was Jackal, but Simba, the son.
Right.
They're all in but they were everybody was brilliant, and
it
was, and especially the student that played the boar.
Yeah.
I mean, she was terrific.
Yeah.
But really,
so she's going to be another Meryl Streep.
Well, maybe I don't know. I don't know. But the gal
or Lon Chaney.
But the gal who played Scar.
Yeah.
I turned to Eileen during the show and I said exactly to her. I said, this one up here, she can play Cruella de Vil very well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where she came up with the accent for Scar.
There is another Cruella coming out.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I got, first of all, a couple of things off the top.
And it's being sponsored, or it's being shot in South Dakota, I think.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't know. The freak.
The governor who shot her dog.
Yes. Oh, yes.
South
There
Dakota.
you go.
Yeah.
So,
it's true about the movie.
Yes. So I got to rewind a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. First of all, today is my wife's birthday. So
happy birthday, Eileen.
My wife. Yes. Happy birthday. I will not mention the year, but never mind. Tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. Hey, enjoy, but please, people, please be safe out there, enjoying your margaritas, whatever you're going to do. But more importantly, starting Monday next week through Friday, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. That's right. I said it, Teacher Appreciation Week. So please make sure you go out. If you still have kids in school, show them some love, show the teacher some appreciation, get them some gift cards, flowers. Just go in and say, thank you for educating my child. Our educators do not get enough love. Unfortunately, they get a lot of other stuff more than love, but please keep that in mind. When you see a teacher, if you know a teacher, whatever, give them some love and thank them for what they do. Also, and I did mention this early in Thoughts Count Anywhere, which is my bad. My daughter, I have twin daughters, for those who don't know. One works at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. Love her. She's doing wonderful things. Our other daughter, Alyssa, graduate of Las Vegas Academy, now is working on Broadway doing sound. She's done some work.
For the Lion King?
Not for the Lion King. She just was a sub for Cabaret.
Something else and one other one.
Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on it. Anyway, so she got hired to work. They brought back Cabaret, the revival.
Yeah.
Okay. So she let us know that Revival was nominated. You ready for this? For 9 Tony Awards.
Wow.
9.
Wow.
Including, are you ready for this?
Best sound.
Sound. That's right. My daughter's the A2 on that. She's not the lead. She certainly could be, but she's an A2. She's part of that. She's the second. She's in the sound department. Sound was one of the 9 that was nominated. So my daughter directly was part of one of the nominations. So that is so cool for her to share with that. Listen, I'm going to share some stuff, headlines and stuff. There's 2 stories in particular I'm going to share. By the way, may the 4th be with you. See, Star Wars, may the 4th. Anyway, I want to talk about a situation of a friend of mine.
Is that today?
That is today. Today's May 4th. Yes. I'm going to talk about something that happened to a friend of mine on Frontier Airlines this week that I found out about. And then I'm going to share my horrid story about being hacked last week, which is a flippin' nightmare. And Mac from Cyber.
Call Mac Jackson.
Yeah, call Mac Jackson, Cyber. Maybe I'll be a guest on his show to share with it how it happened. But I'll talk about that in the By the way, 2:30 today. Yours truly will be a guest on Blog Talk Radio with a gentleman. His name is Coach Mike. I would be on his show on Blog Talk Radio. I don't know. He must have been short for guest, quite frankly, because he asked me to be a guest on his show. Coach Mike Jones. That is the name of the show. You can check it out 2:30 p.m. Pacific time on Blog Talk Radio. He really had to reach down deep for guests if he asked me to come on. I was actually on his partner show a couple of weeks ago that they do stuff together. But nonetheless, all right, here's another piece of news that's happening here in Las Vegas before we go to break. If you have not, do you remember, John, and I'm sure you do, where the old water park used to be on Sahara, right next to the Sahara Hotel, right? So Wet n Wild.
Wet n Wild,
yes.
I used to go down to Stuka. That was the big slide.
Was that the big slide?
Yeah.
My iPad has frozen up on me right now. But they're in the process of building the tallest the tallest residential structure in Las Vegas. And I don't know why I'm stuck.
Residential structure?
I'm gonna, if I can get the internet.
On Sahara?
On Sahara, right next to the hotel where Wet n Wild used to be.
But when you say residential, you're not talking hotel.
No, not hotel. Talking like apartment space and their stores and everything. Right. I do not know why my laptop is frozen up on me.
Because it's the wind.
There we go. So plans emerge. Oh, I'm sorry. Bring that back. Plans emerge for Las Vegas's tallest resort. My bad. On the former water park site. A team of Las Vegas real estate developers is planning to build what could be the city's tallest resort on the 27-acre site, formerly held the Wet n Wild Water Park, and for years was targeted for Jackie Robinson's all-net arena project, basketball arena. So that's also supposed to be part of this thing. So the developer is planning a multi-billion-dollar, 2,500-room, ultra-luxury resort anchored by the state-of-the-art NBA-ready arena. I don't know, that should tell you what's going to be happening. That's for sure. The resort will include an arena with 18,500 to about 20,000 seats for entertainment, sports, rooms with technological advances currently used in overseas resorts, a casino, convention facilities, a retail plaza, food outlets that would spotlight Las Vegas restaurant tours, and a subterranean parking facility is planned.
That means underground, right?
That means underground. Yes, sir, it does. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be coming up soon here. Another building on the Monopoly strip of land called Las Vegas Strip. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for our first break.
Hey, I found the homeless guy.
Hey, you did? Well, we better feed him. Let's bring him inside. Don't go anywhere. Aaron Zara will be right back.
Hi, I'm John P.G. Stiles. Some people call me JPEG. You can probably guess why. I'm the founder and partner at WWDB TV. Does your business need a commercial, or do you already have one and you just want to get the message out there? Do you need a sizzle reel? Do you need an audition tape for a part that you're up for? Or have you ever thought about hosting your own show? Well, this is the place, WWDB TV.
You're up.
Oh, hi. I said, you asked me a question. I said one more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You said one moment.
No, that's all right.
That's another commercial.
No. Stay here. We're good. All right.
Wait.
What?
You have all these bad jokes?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, you got to play that girl?
No. Oh, yeah, I could do that. But I have one for you, okay?
All right, hit it.
All right, so I went to the grocery store today, and the cashier said my total was $208.47.
Oh, Lord.
I wanted a second opinion, so I went to the self-checkout. My new total was $43.20. Now...
we got this one. Check this out. We found this on, for those who know, I tell bad dad jokes at the end of the Kiwanis Connect show. And so my wife
doesn't even cover it.
I've tried to. Yeah. So my wife found this clip on TikTok and I loved it. I posted on my Facebook page. John has it. So what's even funnier about this is not so much the jokes, but the lady presenting it. Check it out.
Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can. Milk is the fastest liquid on earth. It's pasteurised before we can even see it. What do you call a seagull that flies over a bear? A bagel. What did the drummer call his kids? Anna 1, Anna 2. What did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college? Bison. What do you call a fly without wings? A walk. Why did the man fall down the well? Because he couldn't see that well. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. Did you hear about the kidnapping on the street? It's fine, you woke up. told my doctor I could only hear buzzing. He said, don't worry, it's just a bug going round. There's two goldfish in a tank. One says to the other, do you know how to drive this thing?
Her reactions are funnier than the jokes. It's brilliant. Love her. Thank you to that unnamed person. But I enjoyed that so much that we thought it would be fun. All right. Speaking of laughter, no, you can't. And listen, the jokes are corny. They're worse than the ones I tell. Yeah. But her reaction to telling them is the best part of that whole thing, and her accent being part of all of that. Right. It makes that little clip.
I think
special.
She's from New Jersey.
Yeah, probably. No. Hey, I'm from Jersey. I don't have that accent. Anyway, hey, by the way, I know there's a lot of people that love cruises out there. My wife and I took our first cruise last year to Cabo. But here's a question for y'all. I put this on Facebook page. Would you book a cruise that is a fully nude cruise? That's right. No clothes, nothing required, no baggage. Well, depends on where you want to claim the baggage to be, I guess. So out of Tampa.
Can I take a towel?
So they do highly encourage that you do have a towel with you, because if you're going to sit down by the pool
it's
or
hot.
Any chairs, not only is it hot, but the grease and the sweat and everything, they want to try to do that. So they are recommending and encouraging everybody who is going to participate in this to possibly have a towel with them. So check it out. So cruise ship passengers can.
I could just.
A whole new meaning to the buffet line. I don't know who told me that one yesterday, but I got that one on the post. But
I just have visions of thousands and thousands of dirty old men signing up for this fucking cruise.
Insert joke here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's called the Big Nude Boat, which will set sail from Florida on a 10-day voyage to the Caribbean in 2025. Bare Necessities Tour and Travel is taking over the Norwegian pool from February 3rd to February 14th. No surprise that it's covering St. Valentine's Day. Nude passengers will visit the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, St. Martin, Dominica, Martinique, and St. Lucia. Well, when I was down there for my honeymoon 35 years ago, it wasn't all nude, that's for sure. They did have topless, I will say that. While there will be clothes-free experiences throughout the trip, popular nudist etiquette and other rules for passengers must be followed, such as wearing clothes inside dining rooms. That makes sense. Right? Who is that? Oh, George, let's go. Yeah, we'll do a roundtable remote show while we're setting sail, right?
What did I just say?
Right, exactly. When the ship is at sea or anchored in port, passengers can be nude unless announcements have been made to the contrary. When the ship is docked alongside in port, all passengers must be dressed throughout the entire vessel, including balconies, until the ship leaves port and an announcement is made that nudity is again permissible. That comes from Bare Necessities Tour and Travel. Guests will also be encouraged to sit on towels, which we just talked about, when bare-bottomed or wearing a thong in the stateroom, pool deck, and the buffet area. I had such great comments on this because the buffet part was just way too funny. But passengers will not be allowed to take photographs and videos of anyone aboard the ship without their consent, okay, regardless of whether they're clothed or not. No photo zones will be placed throughout the Big Nude Boat. I'm just leaving it out there for that one to float. Fondling.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat. Fondling or inappropriate touching will be off limits, however, as well as being nude.
Who decides what's inappropriate?
Listen. In the WWE, somebody pulling on somebody's sweat, so as well. Okay, so fondling or inappropriate touching will be off limits, as well as being nude in front of other ships in port. Lingerie and fetish wear are also not allowed. I don't know what's wrong with lingerie. I mean, your clothes. Anyway, anyone who fails to comply with decorum and etiquette will be
thrown overboard.
Will be dismissed from the cruise. So,
made to wear clothes through the whole thing.
Right. So the bottom line here is you can basically be nude when the ship is on water.
Yeah,
that's really the bottom line there, so to speak. The bottom line. So, all right, I want to get into two of my stories. So,
please do.
The first one, I know. The first one's a little shorter. Before I get into my story. So as I mentioned, I was at this conference this week, and one of the folks that was partaking came in from Tampa. Okay. And this poor individual flew up on Frontier. Now we know Frontier is not the most popular airlines. for one reason or another. They charge you for everything, luggage and everything. So he gets to Vegas, gets to the hotel on Monday. The airlines lost his bag. I guess he was coming with 2 bags, one with more dressier clothes, the other one with everyday casual clothes. Here's the part of Frontier. There's 2 pieces to this that are funny. So he heard from the airline company that if they find his bag and they bring it to him here in Las Vegas, while he's still here, it'll cost nothing, right? You said didn't you say to me you made a living at one time delivering?
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, I mean that's a but the airline paid for it.
Right.
There was no charge to the passengers.
Well, they said to him, as long as we find it and it gets to Vegas, while you're still in Vegas, we'll get it to you at no charge. Caveat, if they find it after he leaves Vegas and goes home to Tampa, they will charge him to ship the luggage to him at home in Tampa. Frontier Airlines. Now, we were all talking about this at the conference. I mean, we talk about customer service. We know airlines, you breathe, they'll charge you. That if you're 50.1 pounds, to get your bag.
Oh, wait, you wanted a door there?
Right, exactly. So we know that a lot of this, the airlines, obviously, like a lot of companies, got hit hard because of the pandemic. But you would think you'd want to woo your customers back to the airline industry, right? So instead of maybe holding things, I know prices went up for everybody, and I know it's more costly to do a lot of things, but gasoline is up, food and all that stuff. And I get it's a big cost for airline companies. To me, though, if you don't increase prices as much as everybody else is, wouldn't sheer volume of customers make up for some of the loss? Whereas if you price yourself out and you start losing customers because you're charging way too much, of course you're going to increase prices to everybody else because your client base is leaving because it's costing way too flipping much, right? So Frontier Airlines said, if you're still in Vegas, no charge. If you're home, so here's the thing, okay? Here's a caveat to all of this.
Should have just told him, hey, I'm still in Vegas. Drop it off at my friend's house.
He gets a call from Frontier. I want to say this was Wednesday. We found your luggage, sir. Wonderful. It never left Tampa Airport. Okay, let me restate that, folks. It never left the airport. The bag was still in Tampa. Nobody knows. It wasn't even tagged. It didn't even have the little sticky on it, which you had to have gotten when you check in, right? You check in at the gate. You check in at the red cap stand. They put that little white little sticker on it to tag it, right? That wasn't even on the luggage bag. And it stayed in Tampa. Now, here's the funny thing. Because he was still here in Vegas and the bag was in Tampa, his hometown, they were still going to charge him to get it delivered from the airport in Tampa to his house, which was about a 40-minute ride. Fortunately for him, his significant other was able to get to the airport and pick up the luggage, and she fought them not to charge him. She picked up the bag for him. No charge, but they were going to charge him for one case, not charge him for another, but the flipping bag never left the airport to come to Vegas in the first place. And you can't call Frontier. They don't have people that you can talk to.
Is that woman in it's Tampa, not Orlando.
Tampa, yeah.
The one that shot up the airport.
I must have missed that story. But this was in Tampa. It's like Facebook. And this is going to be a great segue into my other story because this was personal to me. If you have a problem with Facebook, they encourage you to email support and they'll get back to you. Okay. Well, email support must be working in the black hole of the internet because I've sent them messages and anytime they generally email you back, it's always a template response about something. There's no number.
Oh, they put you in Facebook jail.
They put you in. Well, George can talk about being in Facebook jail more often. That's why he has 900 different pages on Facebook. So you can't call him for help for anything. You have to rely on the online stuff. All right. So to make a story shorter, trying to, last Monday on the 22nd, I got notification that my Facebook page, my Aaron Phillips personal page, was hacked. Okay. From there, because I do electronic business on Facebook, like I pay for ads and stuff through my PayPal and some Venmo. These son of a bitches got into my bank account. So it wasn't bad enough that they took my Facebook page and took my life that way, but they then also got into my financial, they got into my bank. They then messed around with my wife's Venmo account, and they also got into one of my daughter's accounts. I spent last week dealing with I finally got my Facebook page back. I had to change. I now have two-factor authentication. I had to change a lot of stuff. It took me threatening the hackers because they had their phone number on my Facebook page, a 626 area code. I got my email back on there, but I still cannot fully access it because of the phone number. So every time I tried to change the phone number and it sent a code, the code was going back to the bad number. So I decided to send this number a text. And I messaged, and I'm just going to paraphrase here for a moment. And Mac, I hope you're watching, my friend, because this, sir, is going to be right up your alley. I messaged them by saying, if you don't release my Facebook page and get rid of your number and allow me to put mine back on the page, I will be calling local Metro to file a report and the FBI. And I let that go. Never heard back from the text. But all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, I got an email message from my Facebook account saying that my phone number was now changed to my phone number. And I went on to Facebook because, where you enter that stuff, certain piece of information can be locked. And there's this little lock next to your phone number and email. And I knew I was in trouble Monday morning when I went to that and I saw the lock on the phone number and the email that was there. And the email was like SSBA, yada, yada, mother, you-know-whatter at gmail.com. And it was locked. So when I got the message that my phone number got put back on there and I checked it, it is locked. I now have two-factor authentication. And I was very happy that I managed to recover my Facebook page because for all of you who knows, the majority of the last 17 of my 19 years of being on the air is on my Facebook page. So I got that back. But let me tell you something, folks. The hardest part is dealing with fraud when it comes to your bank, not necessarily because of the bank. I immediately on that Monday on the 22nd, this is how I celebrated the first night of Passover. I had to go to my bank and I immediately went in after getting calls from their fraud department. And I went in and I had to close the bank accounts, rightfully so. I found out this past week that the hackers had moved money out of a money market account I had in there of a couple of some, let's just say 5-figure sum. They had moved it into my checking account and were getting ready to pull that out of my checking account at 12:41 p.m. on Monday the 22nd. I went into my bank at about 4 p.m. on Monday. And because I was able to freeze the account, that sum thankfully was never moved out of my account. Now, to the hackers' stupidity, if you're going to move that kind of money, why would you not take it out right away? But the bottom line is, because I secured the account, that money never left. I was able to make my daughter whole with whatever was taken and removed from her account. My wife's Venmo account is squared away. But now the real fun begins, folks, because once you close off your bank account, all your automatic payments, all your auto debits, everything you have to pay your vendors, your electric bill, your credit card, your landscaper, your radio station, your studio, all that stuff is tied to your debit card. Now, I was thinking about the huge task at hand because I could not open all my accounts because my wife was out of town on family business. And 3 of my 4 accounts that I have at said bank, which I will share in a minute for a very specific reason. 3 of my accounts are in the name of my trust. And for those of you who have a trust, if both you and your spouse is named on the trust, nothing can happen without both partners being there. I never thought I could make $10 stretch 5 days. I never thought I could make a little more than half a tank of gas stretch for 5 days. Because I had to wait till last Friday when my wife came home. Right from the airport, I went right to the bank and we opened up our new accounts. Then the wait for the fraud department and everybody to take care of what they have to do so I can regain online access. Called my landlord, told him what was going on. He was cool. I had my temporary debit card for every call that was coming in, payment that got denied. At the conference, I was making payments to these people. Took me in last night, 9 p.m., before I finally got somebody in the fraud department at the bank that would work with me, because there are steps and procedures for protection. I know all of that. That finally last night I was able to recapture my online access with new logon stuff. The cool thing for me is all my Zelle payments, the people I usually use that for, all that information was there. My bill pay, people I send electronic checks to, is all there. And I'm going to teach you something that I was taught by the bank manager here. He said that, when you go into your bill pay program, whatever bank you're at, the bank will support you if, God forbid, anything happens, because you're funding that money out of your bank account from the bank. However, if you have your debit or bank account number on file with, let's say, a credit card company to make an auto payment, or it's set up on their account, if, God forbid, that company, the credit card company, the utility, whatever, if they get hacked, which we know over the last number of years, major companies, including credit card companies, doctors' offices, have all been hacked. The bank cannot legally support you on hacks like that in terms of financially helping recover, because that's a problem with the payee that you're trying to pay. That's their problem. So now a lot of these people that I used to pay with my card information or my account number on their end, I'm going to have to set them up on bill pay to protect myself. That's a big piece of information for anybody. Now, who's the bank? And here's why I'm going to say this. Kudos to US Bank. Without hesitation, they refunded me every penny that was in question during the investigation, knowing that there's a chance it may come back out if they find anything that would not support my claim. But they put the money in there conditionally. They blocked everything. When they block it, no money can go out, but if you still have a direct deposit or revenue or income coming in, they will allow it to come in. So in the future, just FYI, you better stop any direct deposit payments and things like that, as I did. My last check from my job with the school district, I got a live check. I just hope my new direct deposit will take effect for the next paycheck. But protect everything that you. So US Bank was there. The fraud department, everybody was there. Now, why do I share this? Because I had breakfast last Sunday with my dear friend and his wife, Jeff, and Brittany Beard. And Jeff, former wrestler, the Great Warrior, was here in town. They now moved here in town. And Brittany was sharing with us that they've had some questionable things over the last year, 4 or 5 times where they were approached. And she was nervous, and she asked me, do you think I should change banks because of how you guys were protecting? I said, well, Brittany, I said, listen, the bottom line here is you need to do what's best for you. John, can you bring up the comment side just so I can see if anything's popping in?
It's not there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm watching.
Okay, so obviously nobody's interested in this, and that's fine. It's my sounding board. I don't give a crap. So I said to her, you got to do what you got to do to make it feel better. What I would do is call Chase Bank and ask them what their policy is first. Because I know Wells Fargo can be questionable. Bank of America, questionable. My daughter, the money that was transacted out of her account to my wife's Venmo was denied by Chase Bank because they said she checked off, yes, I understand. Yes, I give my approval. For actuality, she didn't. The hackers did. They would not support and reimburse her for that money. Fortunately, my bank supported us. Venmo supported my wife. Getting that fixed, not a problem. So if you're here in Las Vegas within the sounds of my voice and you're thinking about changing banks, go visit US Bank on Lake Mead, just west of the 95 there, across from Betty Wilson Park in that area over there. Go in and ask for Isabel or Dan. Dan's the branch manager. Isabel was the tremendous representative who helped me on day one. Tell them Aaron Phillips sent you in because of the great support you give your customers. Now, for me, the downside is when I relocate to Virginia Beach, US Bank doesn't have branches there. They have nothing but ATMs. But they are working on a program that's in beta right now, and they're using it on the commercial side of their business, that if you need to talk to a bank representative, you can do stuff over Zoom. They now have a program where you'll be able to sign your bank cards and sheets with people on Zoom. So you still have that ability. So for me, moving cross country, I may not have a local branch, but I still have my Las Vegas branch here and the folks that supported me. So if you're thinking about moving, if you're thinking about what could happen, if you've had a negative experience with the bank not supporting you during a time where you were hacked, I encourage you to look up U.S. Bank. Now, that's my experience. For my one good experience, there's probably hundreds of you out there that maybe had an opposite reaction and experience with U.S. Bank. That's okay. But from my end, they were yeomen in supporting my family and myself. John?
Yeah, this isn't actually about U.S. Bank or it's pretty much generally any bank.
Okay.
So what you're saying is they don't have branches back there, but they do have ATMs?
Correct.
So are the ATMs the leaves that have fallen off the branches? And nobody bothered to pick them up?
It's funny. Oh, my God. So while I was at the conference, I had to have my landlord. We got a notice from the HOA about a couple of dead bushes. Right. But there's that tree in front of my house by the driveway. Well,
right.
Over the years, the leaves are dying. So the landscaper, when they came and replaced the bushes, the landlord told them to trim the dead branches, right? Mm-hmm. So Thursday, I came home from the conference. I pull in and I looked at, now we don't have grass. We change it to rock, right? So I'm looking at this thing. I picked up, I'm like, all these huge, and so I was just I pull in, I'm starting to throw these branches out into the road. I'm like, what the hell? Where's the landscaper, right? And so I told my wife, I said, did you not let the guy know that he needs to pick up what they trimmed, right? No, I just told him it all looked good. All right, so I messaged my landlord. He says that the landscaper told him he spoke to the lady that was in the house, which of course my landlord knew was my wife.
Right.
And when she was asked, how does it look? She said, looks great. Now, you're asking that question. Don't you think that you're going to be answering for the new landscaping, right?
Yeah.
Not the cleanup, right? So I responded back to the landlord. I said, so-and-so. I said, my wife was probably responding to the look of the tree as well as the new bush that he put in, not the cleanup.
Yeah.
So I took pictures of it, and I know it's not going to be perfect, but there are size branches that are, you can't just pick up.
Wait, do you have a fireplace in your new place?
I do, but I'm not schlepping wood.
Oh, okay.
I'm not paying to schlep wood.
Okay.
So anyway, so his handyman came out yesterday, and he came over and he raked out as many of the big pieces as possible. So it's funny you mentioned about falling branches. That was just too funny. But anyway, be that as it may. So one last thing before
my humor is always timely.
So before we go to break, 2024 Downtown Rocks Free Concert Series down at Fremont Street. They do this every year. So
that's cool.
Here's your lineup. Saturday, May 28th. Now, this is all at the 3rd Street stage as well as the 1st Street stage. But May 25th, which I believe is Memorial Day weekend, Seether, 3rd Street stage, 9 p.m. June 8th, Hoobastank, 3rd Street. June 8th, also Soul Asylum, 3rd Street stage, 8 p.m. Saturday, the 29th of June, Boys Like Girls, 1st Street stage, 9 p.m. July 6th, Chris Jansen, 3rd Street stage, 9 p.m. Saturday, July 20th, Sebastian Bach. 31st of August, Common King. September 7th, Joe Nichols. September 21st, Sublime with Rome. And then October 5th and 26th, they have not decided yet. So as they announce more stuff, you can certainly check them out on for more information. You click here. Let me see where you can go to basically Fremont Street Experience at vegasexperience.com when they make those announcements and to verify where the rest of the shows will be held. All right. With that, we're going to step aside for a final break of the show. More winnings with the North Carolina man. A couple of more topics to talk about, and then I'll be out of the way as I have an interview at 2:30 where I'm a guest. Aaron Zauer will be back right after this.
Hey, this is Brian Hoffman coming to you from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, inviting you to join Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips every Saturday afternoon from 12 to 1. That's Pacific time, good old Las Vegas time. Visit him on www.dbtv.com and join in all the fun also on Facebook as well with Aaron Phillips. And have a blast. We look forward to seeing you every Saturday from.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, everybody, welcome back. By the way, before I forget, next week's show, make sure you tune in. Our good friend Lucy May, Lucifer, will be with us. She's bringing her lead guitarist. She's also bringing in a couple of dancers, John. We may want to have Studio 1A ready for them. You know what I'm saying? So Lucy May would be with us. She's got a new...
You want me to bring the futon out?
Bring the futon out. We'll put the bar in here. We'll get the disco lights. We'll get it all happening here. Lucy's got another show coming up at the end of the month, so she's going to come on and talk about that. I love having Lucy with us. Some of our biggest shows. My biggest show ever, about 2 years ago, she was with me. 260,000 views on Facebook for her show.
Is that the one that you did nude?
I think so. Yeah, she was getting ready for the boat cruise. Yeah, she was early on that one. Anyway, North Carolina man wins huge lottery jackpot after his sister had a dream he would actually win a jackpot. Wow. North Carolina man celebrating a win. He had over $800,000 in the lottery after his sister had this dream. David Atwell of Kannapolis, North Carolina, won $837,187 in the Cash 5 jackpot that was drawn back on Saturday, April 27th.
Wow.
Earlier, her sister had a dream that he'd come into wealth. He told the North Carolina Lottery's website. In her dream, he found a bunch of gold. That's what she told him. I guess dreams do come true. He always said he was.
He shared it.
I hope so. He bought his $1 ticket from a convenience store in Kannapolis, a Charlotte suburb located in the northeast of the city. And of course, the selling locations always get a percentage of whatever a jackpot that kicks off and wins. So congratulations to the sister, to David, and of course, the selling location. Big news in the wrestling world. If you thought the Super Bowl brought a lot of people, if you thought the NFL draft brought a lot of people, if you thought the F1 brought a lot of people, if you think New Year's brings a lot of people, if you think March Madness brings a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, you better be prepared because Saturday, May 3rd, May 4th of 2024, WWE's Super Bowl level event, WrestleMania 41, will be here in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. That announcement was made official today during their broadcast, their pay-per-view of Backlash. So be prepared for that next year. They're also adjusting, if memory serves, I think the NCAA tournament stuff that they do here, they're moving that around to accommodate that. Last but not least, one story that I have here on my Facebook page. Raise your hand whoever loved the F1 event in town last year. I don't see many hands. I'm hearing crickets. Well, so the commission required the Las Vegas Grand Prix had to meet a May 1 deadline to submit traffic control plans for the race course again for the event in November. Now, it seems to me like they just finished the race.
Yeah, no shit.
But that was in November, right? That's what, 5 months ago, whatever. And the biggest laughter I had was that bridge they built on Flamingo, right by Koval, right? That caused a kerfuffle with all the businesses and stuff. They built that, and then they had a crew take it down.
So that they can rebuild it this year.
And then?
Take it down.
And then? So we're going to see this for 9 more years.
Job security.
And more bitching from the businesses, which, listen, they filed a class action.
Their fault for locating their business there.
Buca di Beppo, I think, was there long before, or not Buca di Beppo, Batista's Hole in the Wall was there a hell of a lot longer before the F1 race ever started. But a class action lawsuit was filed by all the businesses down there for lost revenue. I don't know. This was months. I don't know what the result was, but so the traffic congestion, closed road and lane restrictions were a major source of headaches and problems for the F1 race. With the permission of the Clark County commissioners, paved roads, installed fencing barriers, etc. So the Clark County commissioners want the stress and traffic delays to be reduced for the second race in 2024. You know how they'll reduce it? Don't do the race here. That'll reduce it.
You know, I'm sorry I didn't hear the follow-up, but you said that they had a deadline of May
1st, which they met.
Oh,
the
okay.
F1
Yeah,
people.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
part.
that's all right. And again,
never mind.
They talked about the temporary bridge going up on Koval, going down. Anyway, so it's just kind of strange. It's like we just got done with the race, it seemed like. And now here we are. Everybody is talking about next year already because of this deadline. Yeah. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my good friends Tracy, Jill, and Matt. They are Platforms and Bell Bottoms. We had them on the show a couple of months ago. They have a show coming up on Saturday, May 25th at 4 p.m. at Ahern's Luxury Boutique Hotel, which is right on Sahara, just east of the 15 when you exit there. Tickets are only $20, free parking. It's
is that where that old the Asian casino?
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is now Ahern. 300 West Sahara. Free parking. It's smoke free. Again, $20. You'll find the posting of it on my Facebook page. Go down there. I'm going to try to check it out. Try to go there, as that will more than likely be our last show of any kind, quite frankly, here in Las Vegas. Anyway, so check that out. All right, a couple other pieces of news, and then we're going to get out of the way and say goodbye that I wanted to mention here. Where is it here? MGM Resorts rides hotel rates. The Super Bowl bets took a huge chunk out of a busy first quarter for MGM. So the state, a record amount was bet on the game in Nevada. $185.6 million was bet on the Super Bowl. But the result favored the gamblers, of course, and sports books only won $6.8 million. So here's a case where the casinos were not ahead of the game. That's a hold percentage of only 3.7% of what was bet. So good for them. I'm glad people walked away with some money in their pocket. That's for sure. So interesting there with that. What else can I share? Oh, Flavors of Aloha. This is a 2-day event up in North Las Vegas, Craig Ranch. Today is obviously the second day. Here's what they got going on there. There's a car show, arts and crafts, water lantern release is happening. And the lanterns are being released to honor the victims of the Lahaina wildfires out in Hawaii. It's almost, a year already? Almost. So go. I don't know if there's a fee to get in. Oh, the event is free to attend. So go out there. It's at Craig Ranch Park up in North Las Vegas. Also, lastly, and then we're going to say goodbye a few minutes early. If you have tickets to tonight's Lovers and Friends Festival, that was scheduled to be outside. I think that was over on Sahara and the Boulevard in that big empty lot across from the Sahara Hotel. Due to potentially, I'm having trouble. Due to potentially dangerous weather, winds basically, they decided to cancel the event because obviously it's an outdoor event. So if you bought tickets, you will get refunded within 30 days from Front Gate Tickets. That's the company where the tickets came from. They will refund you.
I got a question there, right? Okay, so you go into some place or you buy tickets to the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take your credit card to get charged?
Instantaneously.
Yeah, but when it's your turn to get the money, how come it takes so fucking long?
Interest, my friend. That's why it's 30 days. They hold it at a bank till the next interest payout on their bank account. Then they will refund you. That is
inflation, my ass. It's fucking greed.
So between 11 a.m. today, which is actually already happening, according to Mr. John, who had to step out between shows before we went on the air, the high winds are picking up. So 30 to 35 sustained winds between now and tomorrow evening, I believe, with potential gusts going up to about 60 miles per hour. And that's why they decided to cancel it. And quite frankly,
Mariah blows.
I do. Quite frankly, I don't blame them. I'd rather be safe than sorry when it comes to taking people's health and welfare into account. So, those folks who took advantage of or putting it together made the right decision to do that to protect everybody. So, all right, John, anything you want to chat and bring up real quickly before we say goodbye? Otherwise,
I just wanted to say today proves that we don't need nobody. We can pull this off on our own, right?
We've been fooling everybody for almost 19 years, my friend. So, all right. Hey, next week, like I mentioned, Lucy May will be on the show talking about her next upcoming gig later on this month. She'll be here with her lead guitarist and a couple of the ladies that perform in the show, which, by the way, they're hot, just like Lucy. They're hot. So, Lucy, be prepared for a lot of drool and stuff off my lip. John may have to take a little extra Valium to prepare for last week's show. So, all right. With that, I want to thank everybody for watching. And remember, Teachers Appreciation Week this week. Thank a teacher, even if they're not teaching anymore. If they're retired, nothing wrong with still appreciating those folks, because with the shortage of teachers around the country, they may come out of retirement and be teaching your kids or grandkids. So thank them as well. Again, Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Please be safe. Please be smart when it comes to enjoying the holiday. And of course, to my wife, happy birthday. We're ready to keep moving forward. So have a great week, everybody. As always, 2 things to think about. Question for you. Is today day one, or is today one day I'll do something? Think about that. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. I'm Aaron Phillips. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Aaron's Hour.